Hello, so forgive me for the washing machine if you can hear it in the background. It's not a washing machine, it's a dishwasher. So I want to do an update and keep it real for where I'm at right now. I'm not too good, but let me tell you what I have done so far. So I still have this hypersalivation going on. And I've had all kinds of issues, to be honest. So I want to back up a little bit further. This past year, around a year ago, I started to have a lot more trouble with focus, and I did nothing about it, nothing at all. I didn't see a doctor. I didn't change my diet. But I was okay. I was able to work and things were going well. Tons of money was coming in, and I was just making investments, and I think I had so much almost euphoria from all of that I just forgot really what was real, which is really interesting to look back on. Just as like a psyche evaluation of myself. But my diet for the past year has been awful. I've treated myself horrifically, to be honest. I have not practiced any mental health. I have lived hedonistically. I have drank. I was drinking every weekend for a few months, and I think a part of that was I was so happy to be with friends, because I lost a lot of my 20s. I lost the ability to go and do that with my friends at the end of my 20s. And I think that there was just a bit of me that was trying to catch up for what I'd missed, and I guess there was also a lot of unhappiness. I wasn't very happy. I was also stressed. And I think I was substituting the unhappiness with dopamine. But this was causing havoc on my gut. If I ate, I was just eating from Deliveroo, just for necessity of energy, knowing that I had to stop this. There was many weeks, in fact there was many months where almost repeatedly every single day I would say to myself, I've got to change this, I've got to stop this, I've got to stop this. Because I knew the direction I was going. My brain was getting foggier. My memory in the past year has gotten really bad. And this is what's worried me more recently, is that I have some neurological issues. And I'm not going to explain them all here looking for answers, because one, I really have always disliked it when people just try and diagnose others online. I find it very irresponsible and dangerous. I see it all the time on Facebook, of course. Somebody will come along with an issue and there'll just be comments thrown around that it could be this. And each comment is just destructive rather than constructive. It can lead to a lot of anxiety, and it can lead to a lot of, it's very misguiding. So I will explain what is going on though. So around a month ago, maybe 6 weeks ago, I guess I had the hypersalivation come along. Now, this I thought was triggered by a lot of sugar. You'll think this is ridiculous, and it is. But I'd basically binged on loads of crisps. And when I say loads of crisps, I mean like 6 packets of nice and spicy knickknacks. This is over a course of like 2 days or 3 days. And the spicy prawn cocktail crisps that were amazing, by the way. But I certainly don't advocate them. And I'd also eaten quite a lot of chocolate. And this was after months and months of hammering my gut. The next day, almost, my mouth was had this hypersalivation, and I felt rough. I felt really rough. I almost feel like I'd given whatever was in my body waiting for some energy to unleash itself, the food it needed. So my memory has been so bad to the point where, and this scared me. I came home a few weeks ago, and for just a split second, I forgot my cat's name. She's the most important thing in my life. She's named after somebody on a psychiatric ward that I was on when I was, I've never known the age, something like 19 or 20. Sam. It's a very simple name, but I've had her for 10 years. I rescued her 10 years ago. She's my life. And just for a split second, I forgot her name. I've been forgetting simple tasks. I've been way more distracted than usual. More than just ADHD. It's like my brain is in a fog, but I'm basically, I feel like I'm super drunk almost. Like I'm really stupid. And I don't enjoy that because I'm an intellectual person, and I know a lot of stuff, except I can't remember a lot of it. And that's really concerning for me. So I'm going to see a neurologist next month. I think around the 26th, 27th. I've had other things as well, like my muscles have been kind of like jolting, kind of like jerking. It's been like this kind of involuntary movement thing. The past week, since I posted the last video, I've started to have these random tingles all over my body. If I had to guess anything that I had, I would say that it's probably MS. And I know I've just made a statement about diagnosing things, but I'm treating my body, and I'm not too terrified of that, by the way, because I feel like I can control that. But I have to acknowledge that for the past year, I have been creating an environment inside my body to give me a serious neurological disease. I've been eating shit. I've been eating sugar, carbs, processed food, day in and day out, to the point where I was eating like 2 pizzas a week, sometimes 3, with a Chinese. Just a ridiculous diet, because I was quite depressed. And it's ironic because I always say when people are depressed, the first thing you should fix is their diet. And I knew that. And every day I made an intention that I will change this, and I never did. So I haven't really learned much. And I'm quite mad at myself. Got a lot of symptoms now that I really don't enjoy. I feel awful. I feel super depressed, super flat. not in a way where I'm just kind of fed up of life, more that I think my body just doesn't have what it needs, and I just feel flat, I just feel low from it. So, what are we doing? Well, I have been eating fermented yogurt. I've been making my own yogurt, and that's been great. I've been using raw milk from an amazing farm that I mentioned before. The fourth yogurt I made finally went perfect. I had one yogurt that went very wrong, smelled like alcohol, which I read can be like yeast. The last yogurt I made though is perfect. I'll make a video. I intended to make a video today but forgot, showing how I make the yogurt, because I've tried 2 yogurt makers now. I've tried a plastic one, which I regret. It was super stupid anyway. We don't want to be using that. And I'm now using a glass 2-litre thing. And the yogurt I made was like incredible. My next batch is over there, and it's gonna take 24 hours. Tomorrow I'll have 2 litres of really, really nutritious yogurt again. And I think a lot of the tingles are actually from die-off. And I've thought I will test this, and I will try and remember tomorrow. Yesterday I took some allicin, way more than I would usually take, because I'm trying to kill yeast. I'm trying to kill stuff that I feel is making me feel so foggy. And it's very hard to distinguish symptoms at the moment, whether they're die-off related or whether they're something going on. It's really tough, but I'm trying my best. But I took a lot of allicin, and that specific day I had a lot of tingles. I found a woman on a forum, and she described an identical thing when she had die-off, and it lasted around 2 months for her, and it's to do with the liver. And I don't know if this is true, but I had a good conversation with her. It wasn't just a diagnosis from a Facebook doctor, you know. I had a good conversation with her. Everything kind of checked out, and I do feel like it is to do with all the toxins that I've suddenly pushed to my liver. I've been eating such a rough diet for the past year. Now I'm suddenly eating healthy. Things are going to start dying, and that's going to give me weird issues. That's going to give me a lot of toxicity in my body. I'm taking my vitamin C, probably not even enough. I haven't had any bowel tolerance so far. Look, what I mean is there's no amount I've taken recently where I've met bowel tolerance. I've started doing enemas again. I did my second one today. They feel very clearing, I've got to be honest. They do. I want to try some more, I guess, abrasive enemas. I don't really know the right word, but so far I've only ever tried water, just distilled water, and I do put some minerals in it, just so it doesn't completely flatten me. But I always feel like I'm really clearing myself out, and it becomes evident. It's not even just like stool that comes out. I'm seeing a lot of stuff come out, and some of it's even like grainy, you know, maybe just like undigested food is kind of sitting there, and I just want to wash it all out and start again, which I know you have to go careful with, and I am. Like I said, I've only done 2, but I will continue to do those every 3 or 4 days from now on. My supplement regime has been really random. Been taking a bit of caprylic acid here, a bit of allicin here. I'm terrified to take wild oregano oil. I'm terrified because I feel like the die-off or the reaction will be so extreme. Like I said, I have these skin things all over my body. I have propolis on them right now, so they've become darker, but if anything, that just shows you how bad they are. These are all over me, and these started when I got sick. 3 months before I initially got my first piece of brain fog, which has never left. I started to get these skin issues, and the only medicine I've ever taken that has removed them all entirely was fluconazole, which tells me they are a yeast. Other than that, I put propolis on them, and it removes them in 3 or 4 days of doing that. So yeah, right now I just feel super out of it. I'm gonna go to bed now. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, and it's late for me because I've been in a good routine. But I wanted to give you an update and tell you guys that I'm still motivated, that I'm still moving forward, still have good intention to get myself out of this, and that I'm on the core 4 again for the Andy Cutler protocol. It's been years since I've collated, and I have this regret because I could have been collating all of this time, and I could have been very well by now. I would have most certainly had all the mercury out of my body. But I didn't do it because I got distracted with work or relationships, things, and I chased money, and I made money, and I chased a girlfriend, and I had the girlfriend, and I don't actually have any of those things anymore. They didn't change my life at all. So I would urge anybody, if you think there's something that you want so badly, whether it's money or whatever it is, that you're putting off all these things that could just get you well, there's no price on getting well. There's nothing better than getting well. I would have swapped all of that experience just to be well. Just to be well. If I could just be well and sit in a shack in the middle of nowhere, I would be so happy. But it's not that easy. So we keep going, we keep on, and we keep positive, and I will keep sharing this road to recovery. I've thought about changing the name recently, but now I look at it in front of me, this is still a road to recovery. We've taken the long road. I remember my grandfather once saying something to me when I was 15, and I just smashed up my mum's car. I'd taken it for a drive and smashed the front up. I was only 15 years old. And I went to see my grandfather, who's basically the head of the family. And he was incredibly disappointed in me, of course, and I remember just feeling so ashamed and disappointed, knowing that he was disappointed in me. And he said, "Anthony, you always like to learn the hard way." And that's been coming back into my mind a lot recently, because I'm 31 now and I still like to learn the hard way. But I don't enjoy learning the hard way, and I don't enjoy the hard way either. So it's not just a recovery of health, it's also a new journey that I must undertake to not only recover the health that I had, but completely surpass that and become a much better man than I've ever been, really, or could ever dream to be when I was as sick as I was. So anyway, there's one of my tangents for you, and yeah, quick note on the GAPS diet. I think it's a great diet. I'm not totally sure if I'm gonna follow it one for one just yet, because I feel like I have a lot of candida issues, and I feel like I need to really go for a full anti-candida diet, or experiment more with just a carnivore keto type of thing again, because I think the GAPS diet is great, but judging by my skin and how I feel, just so foggy, I just feel rough. I made the chicken broth, I made the meat broth, and it felt very nourishing, but I basically had so much like yellow stool come out of me, basically almost just like yellow diarrhea. It was quite awful, and that's just fat malabsorption, lack of bile. And I don't think that would go away, but I do need to seal the gut. I'm aware I need to seal the gut. So I'll let you guys know what I decide with that. Again, this is not an instruction manual. This is just me showing you me getting better. And I'm gonna go make some mistakes on behalf of us all and make some success on behalf of us all as well. Anyway, this has been 21 minutes. So I'll let you go and do something better with your day. But this is me checking in, putting an entry in the vault. So yeah, thank you.